Hi and welcome back to another video. Today I will show you how to make homemade baked potato chips. This is a really simple recipe to make and I'm really looking forward to showing you how to make them. The ingredients for this recipe are as follows. You will need potatoes. Now depending on the size of your family, if there's a family a size of 3, you will need 3 potatoes. If it's less than 3 people in the family, then of course it will be less potatoes. You can use any kind of potatoes that you would like. You can use russet potatoes, white potatoes, or red potatoes for this recipe. And the next thing you will also need is olive oil, salt, and any kind of seasoning that you prefer for your potato chips. But today I will be adding rosemary on the potato chips. So basically the first thing you have to do is get your potatoes. You're going to wash your potatoes, and once they're washed, and then you're going to peel them. And then once they're peeled, the next thing would be is to slice the potatoes semi-thin. You can't make them really thick because the thicker the slices are, it's going to be a lot harder to bake. So basically you are going to start slicing your potatoes semi-thin so they cook better. And these potato chips, I guarantee you they're way better than the ones they sell at the stores. The reason is because usually the ones at the store, they have a lot of sodium. And for these chips that I'm making today, I will not put so much salt in them. It's just to give it a little bit of flavor. And then I will be adding the seasoning to the potatoes as well. So these are the slices that you would have to slice them in. That way they're not too thick or too thin, but just enough that they'll cook a lot faster that way. And these potato chips make great snacks. You can eat them at any time. You can eat them with a meal or just plainly by themselves. So if you like potato chips, you came to the right video, where I am going to show you how simple it is, and everything is homemade, and it just requires a couple of minutes to make them, and then you're done. So let me finish slicing all the potatoes here, because I have 2 potatoes to slice, and then I will be back to show you what the next step is going to be. Okay, I already have all the potatoes sliced up, ready to go to the next step. So now that you have them all sliced, the next thing that you are going to do is you're going to put the potatoes that you slice into another pot, and you are going to put some water into your pot, and you're going to boil the potatoes for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then after they're done, you're going to drain the potatoes, remove all that water, and then we'll proceed with the other step after that. Okay, so I am going to transfer the potatoes into my pot. I filled up the pot with water, and now I am ready to boil the potatoes for about 3 to 5 minutes until they get a little bit soft. Now you don't want it to get too soft because remember, we have to put them in the oven to get them really crispy and golden brown. So we'll just wait here for about 5 minutes, and once the potatoes are done, and then we'll continue for the next thing. Okay, the potatoes are already done, they're boiled. So now the next thing that I am going to do is I'm going to drain the water out We're not going to rinse the potatoes. We're just going to drain the water out with a strainer. And then once the water is out, and then I am going to transfer the sliced potatoes that I boiled, and I am going to put them into this bowl, because now we're going to add the ingredients for the flavor on the potatoes. So now we are going to start putting the ingredients into our potatoes. The first ingredient that I am going to put into the bowl of potatoes is olive oil. We're just going to pour a little of the olive oil right on top of the potatoes, just as long as they get all smothered with the olive oil. And then the next ingredient that I'm going to add is some salt. Now with the salt, I'm not much of a salt person, so I just put a little bit of salt just to give it a little flavor there. And then the seasoning that I am going to be using today is rosemary. Now this rosemary gives a lot of flavor to any kind of side dishes that you make. So I am going to use rosemary onto the potatoes. Once you have all the ingredients on your potatoes, you can use a spoon to stir it. Make sure everything gets all smothered with the olive oil, the ingredients that you put in there. And you can also use your hands as well, but that's up to you if you want to do it that way as well. So once you have all the potatoes smothered in all the rosemary, the salt, and the olive oil, the next thing is you're going to get your pan. Now, depending on how many potatoes you sliced up, it also depends on the size of the pan. So I have two sizes here. I have a medium-sized pan and I have a little one that's a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is, even though we already put some olive oil on the potatoes, I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil on my pan as well. The reason is because we don't want the potatoes to stick to the pan once they're ready and they're out of the oven, because you want to take them off easily with a spatula. So I am just going to spread a little bit of olive oil on the pan. If you have a non-stick pan, that would work great too. But if you don't have one, you can use a little olive oil and just spread it all the way across from the one side of the pan to the other. And that would prevent it from sticking to the pan once the potato chips are done. Okay, so then the next thing is I'm going to start placing my potatoes on my pan. And while you're doing that, you can preheat your oven, and you're going to preheat at 450, and you're going to bake the potatoes for 15 minutes until they turn real crispy or golden brown. So that would be the best thing to do while you're placing your potatoes on your pan. You get your oven all preheated, and once you're done placing your potatoes in your pan, you're ready to go. And like I said, this is a really healthy snack that you can have anytime, and it's really healthy for you because we are not frying the potato chips. We're putting them in the oven, which is a little bit healthier for you rather than frying them. And while you're doing that, you can preheat your oven, and you're going to preheat at 450, and you're going to bake the potatoes for 15 minutes until they turn real crispy or golden brown. So that would be the best thing to do while you're placing your potatoes on your pan. You get your oven all preheated, and once you're done placing your potatoes in your pan, you're ready to go. And like I said, this is a really healthy snack that you can have anytime, and it's really healthy for you because we are not frying the potato chips. We're putting them in the oven, which is a little bit healthier for you rather than frying them. Okay, now the oven is preheated, so now I am going to put my potatoes into the oven, and I will bake them for 15 minutes, and then I will be back in 15 minutes, and then I will show you how these potato chips came out. Well guys, I just removed my potato chips out of the oven, and they turned out really good, really crispy, golden brown, just like the way we want it to turn out. And also, if you want to add a side of salsa to combine with your chips, that's another option that you can do. And if you are into cooking or crocheting, please hit on the like, subscribe button, and I will see you next time for more videos. Take care. Bye.